Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. Everybody's working for the weekend. Taking care of business every day. Now it's wow, welcome to the working week.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living.
Minimum wage.
Hey, welcome to another exciting episode of The Working Lunch. I'm Jeff Turgeon with the Central Mass Workforce Investment Board.
And I am your co-host, Jonathan Cortez, also from Workforce Central. Welcome to this month's edition of The Working Lunch.
Great show today. We've got a lot going on.
Yes, we do.
We've got a couple great guests that we're excited to...
Look forward to those interviews. A lot of different information coming at us today.
lots of different information.
So it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm really excited about that. How you been?
Busy. Been very busy. Lots going on. It's springtime, obviously. So,
Springtime, yes it
you
is.
know, the hunkering down, and now we're free to roam about the cabin. You know,
That's right.
It's good to see. With the nice weather, you know, you get out and about.
Sports is great in New England right now.
That's right.
We got the Bruins in the playoffs, the Celtics in the playoffs, the Red Sox have started.
We
Opening
should
day.
mention this is being taped in April, so by then, who knows where we'll be.
Well, I think it's kind of a segue. So it'll be like April Showers, AMA Flowers. We combined it all into one show. So we get the best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds. You do any outdoor stuff, hiking, that kind of thing?
Oh, Jeff, have you not seen Cortez Corner, the intro? I do a lot. I do a lot.
You do a lot. You do the running and all that, but do you do like kayaking?
Actually, no, but a couple of friends of mine just bought kayaks, so we look forward to kind of joining in on those festivities.
There's a state park
Blackstone.
that offers it's a network of state parks, and you get like one pass, and you can go whenever you want, and it's pretty reasonable.
I heard of Hopkinton State Park.
Yeah.
And then there's the Blackstone River, talking about, you hear a lot of talk with the Blackstone River, the Canal District in Worcester, but down Route 146, the Blackstone River. So I'm looking forward to that.
And it's a beautiful network of parks that have been created through state and federal resources. That whole network of it's the federal corridor, right? The
Yes.
national park system.
The bike route. We got the bike route going. It's all a big walking path and things of that nature. So, looking forward to a great summer. We've been busy. I mean, spring has sprung, and at the office we're busy doing a lot of work with employer engagement. The new initiative with the state, and we're going to actually be working on a few projects directly with the state with Workforce Central. So that's kind of exciting. Some big companies, some big news coming up. We'll talk a little bit later about the job fair in May. At the DCU Center, our annual job fair, the largest of its kind in central Massachusetts.
Good stuff. Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll be getting some further details, a little teaser for folks out there. We'll be getting a little bit more details about that.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And then other than that, I mean, just kind of catching up on last month's activities.
Yeah.
We've been holding these job days at all three offices, which are Worcester, Milford, and Southbridge.
Yeah, tell us about these.
So what ends up happening is we kind of a mini job fair. So we call it Job Day. So literally each office has brought in anywhere from 10 to 15, 20 employers.
Yep.
And we had in Worcester about 2 months ago, and it's held the last Friday of every month in Worcester, 10 to 12. In Southbridge, it's the first Friday of every month. And in Milford, it's either the second or third week, depending on whatever's going on. We try to make it so that people have enough time and space in between to get different employers. But Worcester has had 1 month, we had 215 folks come in.
Wow.
Last month,
So these are just kind of
115.
ongoing things and a way to get in touch with
Well,
some
we're trying to
employers?
bring the employers and the job seekers together.
Yeah.
Bridge that gap by bringing both parties together at the same time. We've been able to offer in our offices, so it's a great add-on to the individual recruitments.
Well,
and
in
what have you.
today's job market too, there's so much done like online and with
Gives it a
applications.
personal-
It gives it a
personal touch, and people feel like they're able to present themselves. So we've been working on interviewing techniques. This 30-second, elevator pitch, and things of that nature. So and now this is our second time here in the dungeon. So we're getting used to it. Some new things happening around us.
Officially known as the Government Channel Studios here at City Hall, but dungeon either way.
And it's broadcast on our home base, which used to be WCW 91.3 on your FM dial.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
so-
now we are excited to have a video home, if you will.
Yes.
to go with the audio segment. That is,
It's a little
pulled in-
scary. It's a little scary. I think our guests kind of come in and they're a little intimidated, but I think they get comfortable with the fact that
We
you know
think
it's
about
a,
having maybe importing a live studio audience because we get a lot of requests for tickets.
Oh,
And right now we don't really have it set up for stands or seating, but we could probably fit some people in.
absolutely. And then we'd have that clap
Like
meter.
a bank of
that clap
like a
meter
bank of
where
those.
people like, yes,
we'll bring
good
in
job,
we'll
good
bring in
signaling.
like like on the field like the metal stands. We'll
a
bring a bank in and then we'll have like
Just to keep the crowd away, just in case they want to jump the set.
we'll just go out on the
Join
common
us
and be
on a
like, hey,
dance.
come on, come join us for the
Come on,
for the taping.
B1, dance with us.
People taking the tour of City Hall can be led here.
Oh, this could be us. We could be a part of the tour.
be like 30
they could be
rounds.
live TV.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, yes.
So also going on this spring is when we start turning our attention to some of the youth programs we offer for the upcoming year, and so we have actually an interview right now with one of the best programs out there. I'm going to go so far as to say one of the best programs in the nation.
The nation.
The nation.
Across
The United States nation.
all of it.
I mean, we're not talking.
We're not
a smaller
talking
nation.
Northeast. You're not going regional.
No, and we're not talking about a smaller nation like Bulgaria or something. We're talking about the U.S., one of the best, I think, statistically speaking and anecdotally, one of the best that's out there. So why don't we
Fantastic.
bring on Kate Pessa, who is a program director at U Inc. Come on.
Come on in.
Come on in. Thanks for joining us.
Hello,
Thank you
Kate.
for having
How
me.
are you? Thank you for coming. And welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the program that you work with.
So I work at U Inc. It's a nonprofit. We work with 18 to 24-year-olds or 16 to 24-year-olds
And these are out-of-school kids?
out of school. So any of the students that come to our program are either looking to get their high set, which is the high school equivalency test. So we help them academically prepare for that. Or maybe they have their high school diploma and they're looking for guidance with a career pathway of their choice. So 16 to 24-year-olds come to our program essentially needing help. So we help them either get their high set and move on to finding employment. We also provide short-term trainings. So students will come into the program, get the help that they need. We provide all kinds of workshops with work readiness, financial literacy.
It's a very comprehensive program.
It's a great program.
So do they become part of a cohort, or they individual attention, or how's
It's
that
a
work?
lot of one-on-one attention.
Okay.
The classroom size is very small, 5 to 6 students at the most.
Nice.
We have locations in Worcester, West Brookfield, Southbridge, Milford, and Whitensville.
So it really kind of covers the region, and that's
Yes.
one of the things that I think is also exciting is the fact that it's not just based in Worcester. It's not so for kids maybe in other parts of the region, it's an opportunity, really a second chance, if you will, to kind of get into a career groove, right?
Absolutely.
So what's some of the trainings they might go into? You mentioned they take some short-term trainings if that's their kind of next step.
We have the Fresh Start culinary training. We've partnered with Quinsigamond Community College, and
I see what you did there too. The Fresh Start. That's a pretty cool name, right? Because it's like food is fresh,
that's right.
and it's like
Yes.
they're getting a fresh start. That's pretty clever.
Great
Absolutely.
marketing.
That's
Great
good
marketing.
It's a about 75-hour training. So it's held at the senior center. We have a kitchen there. Students go through the training there, and
Do
then
they typically go full time, or is it like a few hours a week, or how does that kind of work?
it really depends on the schedule, but it's usually 5 to 6 hours a day.
Wow.
And does that correspond to specific jobs coming out of that training, or is it more of, okay, you now have the training, so now you're able to apply to different positions? Or are you working with employers?
We are.
Oh, fantastic.
So upon completion of the training, we try to set them up with employers that we already have relationships with, depending on the area that they're coming from.
Sure.
So for example, someone in West Brookfield, there are limited jobs out there, but we do have connections with some of the employers out there. So once they finish the training, they'll either go into a paid work experience. We pay up to 80 hours. And then hopefully the goal is the employer will hire them
Right.
after that. So they're either going to do paid work experience with an employer, or they'll just start working right after the training.
So you mentioned the culinary. Are there other areas that they might go into?
We have a relationship with the Green Jobs Smock So we have the weatherization installer training that students can go through as well, and that's a shorter. It's
So again, a whole different other
2
area they
week.
might be interested in. Great, great. So how do folks get involved in that? If there's someone watching, or maybe a parent that thinks this might be right for their son or daughter, how would they get involved?
So contacting U Inc. My name is Kate Pessa. They can ask for me. If they wanted to look on our website, we have our website for U Inc.
So that is www.youinc.org.
Correct. Or
and
my
your office is over on Pleasant Street, Plantation Street.
81 Plantation
81
Street.
Plantation Street, so they can. So typical. Kind of walk us through like maybe a typical, young person. They contact you. They're out of school. Like who's the typical kind of person that gets involved with your programs, and what do they do?
So we have a lot of students that come to our program who are looking to get their high set. We just recently opened it up to students that already have their high school equivalency. So a majority of our students come in looking for academic support to pass their test. So they would come in. We have a lot of young moms in the program. We have relationship with a teen parent program through
Great.
U Inc.
So is there child care while
We
the
do
moms
not.
are there?
We do not provide
Okay.
child
But
care.
your partner would. That partner program might have. For
A lot of
instance,
the students that come into the program have vouchers for childcare, so they already have that set up in place. Low-income families that come into the program.
Do they do some sort of career assessments or some sort of interest survey, or do they do some work with your counselors around?
We do. Yes, we do a lot of surveys as far as trying to find out what their interest level is and what direction to kind of point them in. We have a lot of online assessments that we do, but we do anything from online assessments to career counseling to mock interviews, helping them kind of prepare for job placement, work readiness. There's a lot involved in the program itself. We do volunteering, we take field trips, go on college tours.
So I should mention this program in particular is funded, at least in large part, through the board and through our federal dollars that we get through the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, or WIOA as we call it. And so as it comes through the board, I actually have a chance to read your proposal for it. It's amazing the amount of services you provide. Like the bang for the buck is incredible. All these services, like you said, community involvement in community work. So a lot of hands-on learning for the small classroom sizes. Then you do some follow-up with them, right? It's not like, hey, you're done our program, goodbye. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things they do or that you do with some of the graduates of the program?
Yep. So the main goal for our students is to find job placement or post-secondary education. That's the main goal for our program. So once they've completed that goal, we do keep in touch for a year following that. We offer assistance with anything from helping work with their resume, or maybe they need another job, so we can help with that. But essentially, we keep in touch with all the individuals for a year, doing case management and just kind of keeping a relationship with them.
Must be pretty rewarding for your staff when they see someone really kind of grow and thrive in your program, and then go on to successful. Maybe you see them 5 years later, you bump into them out and about, and,
Yeah, it
and they
happens
tell
all the
you
time.
what they're up to, right?
Yep, we've had students that come into the program for a few months, and then we've had students that have been with us for a year or more.
Right.
I have a lot of I used to be a teacher in the Worcester classroom, so I have a lot of students that will come into the class years later and just
Do you find they
check in.
appreciate the opportunity?
Oh,
that you-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you see a direct pipeline from maybe some of those kids in high school now that kind of go either leave high school early or graduate and come to you? Is that what?
I think it's a lot of word of mouth for students that have been in our program. We've got family members that will come back, but we do have a good relationship with all the public schools.
So you mentioned the high set, and that's kind of the successor to the GED. A lot of people know it as the GED. So that's like a high school equivalency test. And I mean, that's not an easy test these days to pass. I think maybe there's a there's a kind of perception out there that that's like the easy way to go or something, but it really is a difficult test, right?
No,
there's
it's
like 5
not.
sections. And
There are 5 sections, and when they come into our program, in order to be eligible, they have to be at least 7th grade in reading and math levels. And if for some reason they come in lower than that, then we could bring them up to speed and get them ready for the test. But yeah, it's a difficult test.
Yeah. So and for do you see some young people really struggle with that? Is that where the individual attention kind of comes, really?
If they're leaving high school, there's usually a reason
Right.
for it. So
Of course.
the small classroom one-on-one help is really beneficial for them.
Yeah. So how do you it mostly word of mouth, you said, basically, and kind of getting the word out there about the program? And
Yeah, we do have relationships, like I said, with the local schools, and anything from probation officers to just kind of spreading the word through emails and like this.
Right.
Well, and I know too, your outcomes are phenomenal. In getting the young people in the numbers, that are needed by the program design. And then in the number of students that you're able to kind of move through the program and move into successful employment or onto further education. I mean, it's an incredible. I don't have the figure in front of me, but something like 23 out of 24 kids. It's really an amazing stat considering where these youth start from and where they end up. So It's amazing. Now UInc doesn't just do this program. It's a very large.
Yes, we have everything from residential programs to clinical to after-school programs to educational. So
Have you seen a larger need for these types of services over the years?
I have been in this with UInc for over 8 years now. I started off as a teacher and moved up to the program director. So, and I oversee the other 4 locations. So.
Yeah.
There's a need everywhere, and I don't think that's really changed. It kind of goes up and down over time, but
For some of the other services that you offer, like the group home, the residential services, who's involved? Are those kids with special needs? Are they kids with like mental health and behavioral, or what's some of the programs?
There's a wide range of services that we provide for foster family kids, anything from special needs.
It's incredibly difficult work too, but I also very rewarding when you're able to really kind of help impact. I mean, talk about impacting a life and impacting,
Absolutely.
Making a difference for a family. And I would imagine families come to you, they must be almost at their wits' end, right? I mean,
They are, but they're also very appreciative
Yeah.
in the end, and they're willing to come back and say thank you. It's a great resource for anybody who's willing to take the time to better their life.
And do you find that a lot of young adults are coming in there of their own free will? I mean, I know you spoke of family and things of that nature, because that's really an outlet now that I personally have been involved with young adults in a lot of different capacities in terms of sports, youth sports, and what have you. And it seems like, they're more independent today. Things are happening, society is what it is, and they just need a place to go. Somebody who will actually help them, for those who are willing to help themselves, of course, but by the same token, they're